Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. We discussed yesterday that we started the chapter of Babu Ithbati Azab al-Qabri, the chapter with regards to Azab al-Qabr. We discussed that according to us, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, that Azab al-Qabr and Sawab al-Qabr is haq, it is a truth. The person who was a Muslim, if he was good in this world, he will experience present conditions in the Qabr. If he was an evil person, if he was a kafir, he was a Muslim but he didn't make tawbah, he died without tawbah, and Allah Ta'ala didn't forgive him, then he will experience unpleasant conditions in the Qabr, right? And then we also discussed about the different realms. One is the alim arwah or alim alas. Then you get alim dunya. Dunya means the closest alim. Then you get alim barzakh from the Quran. Wa mi wara'ihim barzakhun ila yawm yub'athun. Then you get the alim akhirat. And we discussed also briefly that, you know, in alim alas is only the soul there. Then the soul enters the body in alim dunya. And then in alim barzakh is again only the soul. But in alim akhirat again, both the soul and the body will be there. Your body will be restored exactly to how it was. And it's understood from the hadith, tuhsharuna hufatan ghurlan. You will be, the hadith even say, you will be resurrected ghayr uncircumcised. It means all your body parts will be returned to you. So then we also discussed this here. We said that, look here, because in this dunya, both your soul and your body were either doing good or bad, and both experienced the enjoyment of doing good. I mean, both made the effort of doing good, and both experienced the enjoyment of doing bad. Hence, both will be punished. So we gave the example of like a crippled man and a blind man. You know, the blind man is carrying the crippled man. So the crippled man is the guide. He's the qa'id. He's saying, we go here, we go there. And the blind man is carrying them, and they both stole some fruit, and they both were eating the fruit. So both are complicit in the crime, because each one there was input. The blind man carried the crippled man. The crippled man was a navigator. So both will be prosecuted. So the blind man can't say, no, but I never go there. This man, he went there. He carried me there. Or the crippled man said, but I can't see. He's the one who saw. Both the same thing. So the body can't say, look here, the body can't say that my nafs made me do this, my ruh made me do this. And the ruh will say, but I'm an abstract thing. He enjoyed the thing, he made the zina, he was smoking, he was doing this, he was doing that. So both are complicit in the crime. That's why the punishment will be made out to both. Then we see another interesting discussion. We see that after you pass away, the link between the soul and the physical body. The Anbiya alayhimus salatu wa taslim, they have the strongest link. That is why we say that their wives can't be married, their wealth won't be distributed. And that's why we say, Bal ahya'un, they are alive in their grave. There's a lot of proofs. That's a separate subject. And this is also where we differ with the Salafis. You know, you get the Salafis, that those people that they call them Asharis, they don't follow hadith, etc. They say that the Anbiya are dead in the grave, right? So we say we got a lot of proof. Remember the story of this hadith that say that we are alive in the grave, we're getting sustenance and all that type of thing. Turzaku, Nurzaku, and the story of Musa alayhi salam, when he was in passed by him in Isra, he was reading Salah in his grave. There's a riwayat like that, it even comes in Ba'abul Mi'raj, when Nabi was going for Mi'raj, he passed Musa alayhi salam, and he was alive in his grave. And we say, if Allah Ta'ala says Jamaat is alive to a greater extent, and obviously the Anbiya alayhi salatu wa taslim are alive. So that's a separate subject matter, a lot of discussion there. Then after them, and also another thing is this, yeah, that is why we say that you can go to the grave of Nabi Sallallahu, and you can request him to make dua for you. Now, there's a big difference here. One is asking directly from Nabi Sallallahu. That is, you only ask without means from Allah Ta'ala. You only ask that Allah Ta'ala must help you ghaiban. The only person can help you from the unseen. Like, one is you in the dunya, you ask somebody, the doctor, the mechanic, help me, my car is broken, or the doctor, I'm sick. You asking what means. You're asking what means. But to ask without means, that means the person is not directly in front of you. You believe that person can ask. That person can hear you from the unseen, and he can also help you from the unseen. That is called, you ask ghaiban. The person will hear you ghaiban, and he will assist you ghaiban. That is only from Allah Ta'ala. To believe anybody else can hear you from the unseen and can assist you from the unseen, that is shirk. But if you believe he's doing it with the permission of Allah Ta'ala, it is bid'at, right? Separate discussion. Then the next thing here, we said, if you look at the human beings, the shuhada, they also alive, but their link is not as strong as the Anbiya alayhi salatu wa taslim, right? Then you get the normal Muslimin. Then you get the normal Muslimin. There is a link, but not so strong. I told you we discussed yesterday. Sometimes Allah Ta'ala makes it that you see the effect of the adhab, you see the effect of the thawab on the physical body. And in fact, a little bit more of that coming a bit later. And also, the link, if you want to make contact, not complete contact, but to a certain extent with the deceased, then your link is by the qabr. Comes, that when you come there, they hear you, etc. When you make the salam, why you say assalamu alaikum ahla diyari min al mu'minina wal muslimin wa inshallah bikum lahiqun nas'alullah lana wa lakum al afiyah. So if they didn't hear you, what was the point of making? Although there's a separate discussion. This is another masala called Simae Mauta. What's called? Simae Mauta. That can the deceased hear the living when they come to the grave. In this verse, لا تسمع الموتى ولا تسمع الصم الدعاء. You can't make the dead hear, right? But here we see we're making salam. So that's a separate discussion, but that will come in its place. But for the time being, let us just understand this much here, that when Allah Ta'ala want them to hear, they will hear, they hear your salam, etc. So, while Ashraf Ali Tanwi has clearly mentioned also in his Malfuzad that when a person goes to the qabr of a deceased, whether he reads Quran loudly or whether he reads Quran softly, definitely the deceased benefits by that. He gets a great deal of comfort and gets the reward. But anyway, that is a separate discussion. So your link from the dunya to the alam barzakh for a particular person, like how you have in previous time, you have a phone line, you have a fixed phone line. So if you want to phone to somebody, you must go to the phone, and from the phone you phone them. You go to the phone and so you phone them. Or today you have a cell phone, so you want to speak to somebody, you need to access a phone. You can't just speak to a person without a phone. So that's so something similar. If you want to link up with a deceased person, you will link up with that deceased person via the qabr. Allah Ta'ala can bring the soul back, or from the Allah Ta'ala sends the information to the deceased, right? So that is another discussion. So now here the next discussion we're going to do today is this here, that the different firqah, what they believe is with regard to Adhab al-Qabr. Is it a reality? Can it happen or doesn't it happen, etc.? So when you speak about Adhab al-Qabr or Thawab al-Qabr or Rahat al-Qabr, some people say that look here, your body is a physical thing. And after you pass away, your body has no life. Your body has no life. And because how do you punish a lifeless thing? So they don't accept that you are physically alive in the grave. And I tell you, if you look at this Quran, these people that only believe in the Quran, this is their belief. They poke fun and say, now you're dead. Your body is dead. So according to us, we obviously the ruh has been separated from there. So I don't know what do they believe about the ruh, but what they say the Khawarij and the Mu'tazilas and some of the Murji'ah. This is the Aqidah. They say there's no such thing as Azab al-Qabr. The body is dead. How do you punish a dead body? And they probably believe that, from the time your soul leaves your body, you are dead. There's no life. There's no barzakhi life. There's no barz. You are like a dead thing. Yes, you will be resurrected again close to Qiyamah. But in the period in between, I remember now, you are a dead thing. You are just a dead thing. They don't believe in a ruh having life, etc. So they don't believe in hayat al-qabr. So we say that this belief to say that you are, for this period from the time you die till you are resurrected, you are lifeless, you got no life in you. This is against the Quran. It is against hadith. It is against the clear nusus. It is against the ijma of the ummah. It's not even worthy looking at this belief here. The next belief with regards to azab, thawab, qabr is this here. They say that the azab is only on the body. It's nothing to do with the ruh. So the body get punished, and or the body experience prison conditions. And this people, Muhammad ibn Jarir al-Karrami, Abdullah ibn Karram. But obviously we'll say that what's the point of punishing a body without a ruh? What's the point of, even logically, this doesn't make sense. What's the point of, like a person is dead there, you go and beat his dead body? It's pointless, right? So logically, even this thing doesn't make any sense. So he's saying, جوز بعضهم تعذيب غير الحي ولا شك أنه سفسطة. Some of them say that the dead, lifeless body, not the ruh, will be punished. And obviously, this is it is foolishness. It is foolishness. Then there's an opinion here that only the ruh will experience the punishment, because generally the bodies perish in the grave. Or sometimes, sometimes the body is burnt, is incinerated, sometimes it is eaten by animals. Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. No, normally sometimes you see that our ulama, they quote the four mazahib, and there's a fifth mazhab. Sometimes you speak about the Zahiri mazhab, Daud Zahiri, Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. And there's a good book also, that's called Al-Muhalla, by Ibn Hazm al-Zahiri. So as the word suggests, normally they take everything on the apparent, they just take the apparent of the hadith, very similar to the Asaris, the Salafis. They just take a hadith on the apparent, with the hadith, Allah Ta'ala has a hand, it's yes, Allah Ta'ala has a hand. They like that. But okay, they say, we don't know how his hand is, but he has a hand. So you can say literalist. What you say? Literalist. Whereas what we do is we discuss, we look at the hadith in conjunction with the other Quranic ayat, we look in conjunction, we say, no, laysa kamithlihi shay. So we understand this hadith in conjunction with another ayat. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at the hadith that says Allah Ta'ala has a hand alone, Allah Ta'ala has a face alone. We say, laysa kamithlihi shay. If the verse say Allah Ta'ala is on the arsh, we say Allah Ta'ala is on the arsh, but we don't know how he is on the arsh. So we don't just look at the hadith alone. We say, look, Allah Ta'ala is free from space. Allah munazzahun anil jihati sittati. Allah Ta'ala is free from the 6 spaces, locations, taht, fawq, taht, yameen, shimal, etc. So we say, no, it means that Allah Ta'ala put his attention to the arsh. So although the current crop of Salafis that we have, they're not exactly the same madhab of Daud Zahiri, but they got a lot of commonality with him, like how they take things in a very literal form. Once one of these ulama of the Salafis, they say, why you people, you try to make ta'wil of everything. So the sheikh was, great sheikh was him, he was blind. He was blind. He say, why you don't take all the hadith in the literal form? He says, sheikh, if you take everything in the literal form, then you're going to be blind in the akhirat. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِي الدُّنْيَا أَعْمَى وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ أَعْمَى. Who is blind in this dunya, you'll be blind in the akhirat. You understand? So it doesn't mean speaking about physical blindness, he's speaking about spiritual blindness. So that's why certain times you have to make ta'wil. Certain times you have to make ta'wil. If you take everything literally, that means you're also going to be blind in Jannah. That means you're going to be blind in Jannah because you are blind. وَمَنْ كَانَ فِي هَذِي الدُّنْيَا أَعْمَى فَهُوَ فِي الْآخِرَةِ أَعْمَى وَأَضَلُّ سَبِيلًا. You understood? You never understood it now. But you don't show signs of recognition. Maybe you're blind in this dunya also. So he said, that's why certain times you have to make ta'wil, because certain texts force you to make ta'wil. You understood that? Right? So they take, this Daud Zahiri and him, they take this in a literal form. So they say, look, the body is dead. So, sorry, they said only the body will get, they said only the body will get the punishment. And the next one we told you was this year, that some of the Sufis, they say only the ruh will get the punishment. But we say that predominantly the azab is upon the soul, but at times it can manifest itself on the body. So I told you there is a link between the body and the soul. If there was no link between the body and the soul, then what was the purpose of visiting the graveyard? If you just say like this, that the soul lives in the alam-e barzakh, and it's got nothing to do with the body, and the body is just, the graveyard is just a place of disposing the body. Yes, it is a place of disposing of the body. Otherwise you have to throw it in the street and just let it rot there, or the dogs will eat. Na'udhu billah, that's disrespectful. So it is a place of respectfully disposing of the body. But yes, there is a link between the body. That's why when you go to the graveyard, you make salam. That's a proof to show you there's a link between where the body lies and where the soul is in alam barzakh. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, they say, the Sharif say, like, the sun is so far away, millions or billions of miles away from it, but it throws its rays, the light, the warmth, the energy, it casts it so far away. So even though the ruh is in alam arwah, but still, it has its effect on the body. It has some link with the body. And like how we so far away from the sun, but when the sun is there, it's nice and warm. It makes the body nice and warm. It causes the crops to grow. But if the sun is not there, what happens? Everything freezes up. It gets cold. So same thing here. If the soul in the alam barzakh is experiencing pleasant conditions, then the effect will also be seen on the body, like we discussed yesterday in detail. I showed you that. And then also, like I told you, the questioning of the soul in the body that will come, right? So that also shows there is a link between the soul and the body. Anyway, so we, the Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, coming back now to leaving all this explanation aside, just the concept that after you pass away, that it's not that you're going to be a totally dead thing, you're going to be non-existent, and then you will be given life again after the sur is blown. That's all proof. I did mention some of this yesterday, but I mentioned again. النار يعرضون عليها غدوا وعشيا ويوم تقوم الساعة أدخلوا آل فرعون أشد العذاب. So follow this verse nicely. I first translated. I'll show you. The fire will be presented to them غدوا وعشيا, in the morning and night, and then on the day of Qiyamah, it will be said, now enter the fire. So see, when is the fire being presented to them? Before Qiyamah. See, النار يعرضون عليها غدوا وعشيا ويوم تقوم الساعة. So this shows you the fire will be presented before Qiyamah. And what for every individual, what is before Qiyamah? What is it? Is when you are in the barzakh. So that means the fire will be shown to them. Where else in the barzakh? And in fact, there's a hadith that we will do. It says when a person is a good person, then it will be shown to him his place in Jannat, and already he'll be happy. And if a person is a bad person, it will be shown to him his place in Jahannam, and already his torment will start with that. To see if everything's okay there. Already his torment will start with that. So that's showing a person, if you showing the person what punishment is in wait for him, that is alone already a punishment for him. And it's just promising a person, show him the reward is good. That alone already is a comfort for him. So this quite clearly shows you that the fire will be presented to them before Qiyamah Day. النار يعرضون عليها غدوا وعشيا ويوم تقوم الساعة أدخلوا آل فرعون أشد العذاب. Before Qiyamah. Then the next one, مما خطيئاتهم أغرقوا فأدخلوا نارا فلم يجدوا لهم من دون الله أنصارا. مما, because of their mistakes, أغرقوا, they were drowned. فأدخلوا نارا, then they will be entered into the fire of Jahannam. Immediately after being drowned, where do you go first? You go straight to Akhirat? You go straight to Jannat or Jahannam? No, that comes only after Qiyamah. But yeah, faiz, you see your usul al-fiqh. I don't know if you done it in Shafi Madhab. Faiz for ta'qib ma'al wasl. What is faiz? You went to the shop, and then after the shop you went to the house. What does it mean? He went to the shop, then ذهب إلى الدكان فذهب إلى بيته فرجع إلى بيته. Far shows that it comes immediately after that without a pause. So after you die, where's the first place you're going to go? The barzakh. And Allah Ta'ala referred to the barzakh as fire. So that's what show you. They're going to get fire in barzakh. So if they're going to get fire in barzakh, what it means? They're going to get azab in barzakh. You understood that? So far, taqib ma'al wasl. You see how your usul al-fiqh, how it benefits you to understand. ولو ترى إذ الظالمون في غمرات الموت والملائكة باسطوا أيديهم أخرجوا أنفسكم اليوم تجزون عذاب الهون بما كنتم تقولون على الله غير الحق وكنتم عن آياتي تستكبرون. Allah Ta'ala protect us. Yeah, Allah Ta'ala speaking about that day when your soul will be extracted. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا. ولو ترى, if you to see the oppressors في غمرات الموت, in the pangs of death. Wal malaikatu basitu aydihim, and the malaika stretching their hands out to extract the souls. Right? Wal malaika, and right aydihim, and the malaika said, akhriju anfusakum, take yourself out of the body, because remember we told you death is the separation of the soul. Al yawma tujzawna azab al huni. Today, what is today? Today is the day you are dying. Today you will be given azab al hun, the most disgraceful punishment. Bima kuntum taquluna ala Allah, because of what you are saying with regard to there's no Allah, or I doubt there is Allah, or there is another Allah, there's Yazdan, there's Abraham, there's this Allah. Bima kuntum wa kuntum an ayatihi tastakbirun, and you with regards to his ayat you are showing pride. So this shows you that immediately after the soul will be removed. See, al-yawma tujzawna azab al-hun. Al-yawma refers to what day? The day you're going to die. And the day you die, is that the day you're going to stand in front of Allah Ta'ala, Qiyamah day? Is that the day you're going to go to Jannat or Jahannam? No, that's not come after it. That's what, وَإِذَا نُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَلَا أَنْسَابَ بَيْنَهُم يَوْمَئِذٍ وَلَا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ فَمَنْ ثَقُلَتْ مَوَازِينُهُ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُفْلِحُونَ. That comes way after. So this shows you the day you die, تُجْزَوْنَ عَذَابَ الْهُونِ, you will get a disgraceful punishment, which shows you what? That the day you die already, you're either going to be in good condition or you're going to be in bad condition. Then, وَلَنُذِيقَنَّهُم مِّنَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَدْنَى دُونَ الْعَذَابِ الْأَكْبَرِ. We will make them taste from the lesser punishment besides the greater punishment. So, the greater punishment is when you are cast into the fire of Jahannam. If that is the greater punishment, and what is the lesser punishment? It's obviously when you are in the qabr, am I right or wrong? In the barzakh. So azab al-adna refers to the right small qabr. Then, so this is now proof from the Quran, right? Obviously, when you go through the stabak here, you're going to do many proofs from the hadith. Jalaluddin Suyuti, he says there's ijma of the jamahir. Because all the ulama that are, not from the deviant sects, our ulama from the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, all of them, they got ijma. There is unanimity that there is azab al-qabr. None of them dispute that. Then there's another thing which you discussed, we done before, is called tawatur. Tawatur means so many people narrate something, it's difficult to believe they could conspire to lie. Like I give you a simple example. Somebody came to you here, and 5 different people came to you, and they told you they heard from the principal of madrasa themselves that there's no madrasa tomorrow, tomorrow's holiday. So 5 different people, and each one is narrating directly from the principal. Then you say, no, this must be true. But if 5 people came to you and they all heard from one person, there's 5 people came and they all heard from Ismail. So it could be Ismail is lying, so that great number means no difference because it all comes to the same source. The source the first. But if 5 is, I heard the principal myself saying that there's no madrasa, and another person, 5, and maybe they were all separate, they all came to you separately. They never, so you see now, 5 people couldn't have independently and separately hatched up this plan to lie about there being no madrasa tomorrow. If they were all together, they all conspire. So like this here, so this is what we term as tawatur, when so many different people would change right up to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, they write something that's not possible to believe they conspired. And I mentioned yesterday, if you look at the hadith of Nuzul Isa, that Isa alayhi salam will come back for a second time. There is tawatur, over 80 different narrators going directly to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. How could they have conspired to lie about that? Although the Qadianis, they say this is a Christian belief that crept into Islam. They say the Muslims, they got this from the Christians, because the Christians believe in second coming, isn't it? The Christians believe that Isa alayhi salam will come for a second time. So they say we have been affected by the Christians, and this belief of Christianity, it crept into Islam that as Isa alayhi salam will come for a second time. We say we got 80 independent narrations. There's a book authored by MUFTI Shafi, or the original is by Maulana Shah al-Kashmiri. We got 80 different narrations. So now one is tawatur, where all the words are the same, and one is tawatur ma'nawi. Tawatur ma'nawi means that maybe the words are not the same, but they are more or less conveying the same meaning. Like one should say no madrasa tomorrow, and another should say we are off tomorrow, and another say tomorrow we have been relieved from madrasa. It's all the same, even though each one is giving a different word, but the meaning is common. The meaning. So this is called where the words of the hadith. You've done this also in usulul hadith, where the words are different, but the meaning is the same. So yeah, with regards to azab of qabr, it means either experiencing pleasant conditions or unpleasant conditions in the barzakh. This is tawatur ma'nawi. That maybe the words are not all the same, but they all convey the same message. So, Hafiz ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, you can see now we quote him so much, he's one of the main guys, he's Shafi Madhab. He says over 35 different narrations they speak about Azab al-Qabr. Jalaluddin Suyuti, he's the author of Jalalain Sharif, which you're going to do also. Normally, there's a main tafsir book you do Jalalain, which is all of madrasas. Alhamdulillah, you are doing a nice reference plane. He says there's over 70 riwayat that speak about Azab al-Qabr. 70. Imam Bukhari says over 60 riwayat. Before Adam, the angels, they've been the. So there is no doubt that there is so many different riwayat. There's no way you can. And remember, when you deny something which is mutawatir, something which is conclusively proven, there's no room for doubt in it, then you come out of the fold of Islam. So the big question is this here: if somebody denies the reality of Azab al-Qabr, do they come out of the fold of Islam or not? In some of the ulama have said anybody who denies the reality of Azab al-Qabr, they come out of the fold of Islam. We make takfir of them. We make takfir of them. But surprisingly here, Imam Abu Hanifa rahimahullah ta'ala, he never made takfir of the munkirin Azab al-Qabr. He, despite all the overwhelming proof, which we showed you now, all the verses and everything, surprisingly, he took a very cautious approach. And he doesn't outline. He said, I told you, with regards to Aqidah, it's either bid'ah, like how you in fiqh, you get sunnat, wajib, haram, mustahab. In Aqidah, it's either bid'ah or kufr, right? So Imam Abu Hanifa, his fatwa here is, he took a very cautious approach. He says, no, that such people are mubtadis, they're not kafir. He says, maybe, you see, he says maybe there is room to interpret it in a different way. So whenever there is room to interpret something, you'll have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But nevertheless, even though Imam Hanifa was more cautious here, and he did not give the fatwa of kufr on the munkirin azab al-qabr, but as I said, the jamahir is jama of jamhur. That means if you look at all our ulama of the sunnah al-jamah, the greater majority of them have said that anybody who denies azab and sawab qabr, they are out of the fold of Islam, right? Okay, we'll stop there, inshallah. We'll break, and after a few minutes, we'll start again with the Hidayah lesson.